Hello everybody, my name is Jad. Welcome to another MLB 9 Innings 24 video, and in today's video, we have some packs, we've got some combos, we are still waiting on the new PSET mileage, and we have some updates actually to share. Finally, it seems like the 9 Innings team has finally been let out of the gulag, and we finally have some updates for you guys. So we'll talk about the patch notes a little bit. Let me go pull my free daily pack for today while we get into today's video. Today is a rather interesting video. Actually, the first thing I want to talk about was I want to talk about the fact that right now we're waiting to hear a statement from Ohtani right now. Now, I want to preface this by saying that I don't believe that Ohtani's really done anything nefarious, and I don't think he's done anything bad. I think that most of the... Oh, wow, diamond pack from the daily pack. Are you kidding me? Please be a vintage. Nope. Josh Hader. Now, I want to preface this by saying that I genuinely don't believe that Ohtani's done anything bad. I genuinely want to believe that he is, that the most guilty he is in this situation is that he sent a wire transfer to an offshore bookie. Like, that's like the only thing I think, in my opinion, he's done here. I think a lot of the other things negatively are on the translator, and that's a completely separate matter. But, I mean, I don't think that Ohtani's really done anything negative here, except for, obviously, broke a law there. So he'll have to pay for that eventually. I think that it happened recently, like Zach Kozar or something, then he paid a fine for something. Like, I don't think he was suspended. But we'll see what happens, I mean, like, anything could happen, right? For right now, that's the only information we have. But, like, it's just, the whole situation is exceptionally weird. Like, there's things that just don't make sense. Like, if you look at it from a whole, in my opinion, the puzzle pieces don't fit. Like, you have the translator go on ESPN, give an interview saying that Ohtani paid off his debts for him, and then, like, after the interview's over, which is an hour before they're seen in Seoul, Korea, laughing together on the bench, then Ohtani's people call up ESPN and say, that didn't happen, he lied, that's not what happened at all, he stole the money. And then the translator calls the interviewer back and says, oh, by the way, I was not truthful to you, I stole the money. First off, he just admitted to a very serious crime, easily a felony. That's jail. Immediately going to jail for admitting that. And then, like, it just makes no sense. Like, you see them laughing together on the bench in Seoul, Korea. Like, I mean, he has to, like, Ohtani has to know that the translator stole the money at that point. Like, how do you not? Like, I don't understand. Like, there's so many weird things. Like, the interview doesn't make any sense. Like, why would Ohtani's people let him do that interview? Like, I don't know, man. It's just, the whole thing is really strange to me. I don't get it. We're still waiting on this information. Like, and then Ohtani wasn't allowed to make any statements after the game. He didn't answer any questions after the game. I was like, this is all really strange to me, man. Like, it seems to me kind of like they're just shielding him from any kind of consequences for this, which makes sense. And then on top of that, the MLB at the beginning didn't want to investigate either. They said they had no intention to investigate this, which I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, that's hilarious. Like, eventually though, they did change their tune, so they will be doing an investigation, and obviously the FBI's on this too as well. But just, I don't know what you guys think about this whole situation, but to me, it's just exceptionally weird. Like, what the information that we've been drip-fed makes no sense so far. Like, it's everywhere. It's like there's three different conflicting stories here that don't make any sense. And I genuinely don't think that it like, goes up to, like, some people are comparing it to, like, Pete Rose, and I'm just like, no, it has nothing to do with Pete Rose. Like, I don't think he was gambling on baseball. I don't think that Ohtani had anything to do with it other than him paying off a debt for him. But, like, the biggest thing, and people don't seem to understand about this, as to why this is a big deal. And I don't think it's a big deal for Ohtani. I think it's a big deal for the translator, because some people seem to think that it's only a big deal is if somehow Ohtani was betting on the games, which, in my opinion, it didn't happen. But, like, the part of it that's a problem is you now have a guy, the translator, who has racked up a massive debt with this bookie, who I would imagine seems to probably know his affiliation with Ohtani, because it's not like, any random Joe Schmo can go walk up to a bookie and rack up $4.5 million of debt. It seems to me that, like, by the time you get to a couple $100,000, they're knocking on your door threatening to break your legs. It doesn't seem to me that, like, you'd be able to rack up this gambling debt of $4.5 million if you were anybody but somebody connected to a high-profile athlete or somebody who has a lot of money. So he probably clearly knows that this guy is affiliated with Ohtani. And the problem is that once you get to like that high of a number, in my opinion, it becomes a problem because who is to say that the bookie didn't go to the translator, Ms. O'Hara, and said, oh, by the way, I'll take some of this gambling debt off if you give me some information about like the inner workings of the Angels. You know, like tell me who's hurt, tell me who's playing, tell me who's not playing, because that guy is in the clubhouse every day with Ohtani and is like actively available and privy to information that most people are not. So like, what is to say that that didn't happen, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, in my opinion, I feel like that is a massive breach of trust. I mean, just the threat of impropriety there is enough to be a massive problem. So I don't know. Maybe I think that it's a huge line to cross. So I mean, what I got to my do not disturb on. I forgot again. Typical me. But in my opinion, I feel like that is an absolutely horrific thing to think about, is the fact that there was somebody who was in the Angels locker room who had a gambling debt to a bookie who may or may not have been either A, tempted to bet on baseball, or B, was tempted to give information to this guy in order to rack up a gambling debt or remove a gambling debt. In my opinion, I think that that's a huge, huge problem. Like, I don't know, man. To me, just the fact that that impropriety existed is a problem, and that's a huge problem. But, you know, I mean, you could also make the argument and say there should be legalized gambling in California, which I would agree with you. I think that there should be legalized gambling. The fact that there isn't is kind of silly. It would completely remove the ability for you to basically rack up gambling debts, because you can't do sportsbook betting on credit. You need to do it on depositing cash. So that would completely remove this underground market. You know, I don't know. It's just the whole situation's weird. We're waiting for Ohtani right now to give a statement because he said he was going to answer questions, and then they recanted and said, no, he's only going to give a statement. You know, amazing. What are we doing here, guys? Like, come on. Can we just can we answer questions? Like, I know he probably needs a new translator. That was the joke somebody came up with. Is like, oh, you know, he can't answer questions. He's looking for a new translator. I thought Yamamoto has his own translator. Just like, can he translate for Ohtani? Like, is that really a big problem? Like, I personally don't know. I don't know. So, you know, maybe somebody can educate me. It doesn't seem like it would be a huge problem, but again, like I don't really know the answer to that question. So I apologize if I'm being inconsiderate. I really don't think it's a big deal, me personally. But anyway, we're still sitting here looking for information, because the only information we have so far is basically information from Ohtani's camp. It's people who are from either currently active in the situation, who are trying to stop themselves from going to jail, meaning his translator, and people who are like his representatives telling us what did and didn't happen. So the only information we have is basically people who are directly involved right now, and there is absolutely like no third-party information, except I heard a report that said that the only thing is that that I heard is that A, his translator lied about where he went to school, and B, that apparently so far it does not look like they bet on baseball, or the translator bet on baseball. So, I mean, we'll see. More information is going to come out, obviously, but I mean, MLB hopefully really is investigating at this point, but I just can't believe this is actually a story. Like, I honestly could not believe the news that came down. I'm just like, my goodness, like this is an absolute train wreck. Like, we have the NCAA tournament going on right now. Baseball starting in 5 days. And the biggest news story is the translator stealing $4.5 million, allegedly, from Ohtani, who, I don't even, like, somebody said that the translators have access to their banking information, which is weird to me, but that was probably, like, the way that he got the wire transfer information, but I don't know if that's actually a thing. Like, I feel like that you would notice $4.5 million going out of your account. Like, maybe he genuinely doesn't care about the money, but I feel like that, you know, I feel like personally, you know, I'm not a millionaire, but I feel like that if I noticed like a couple $1 million leaving my bank account, unless I was like a multi-billionaire, I would probably look at that and be like, that's a lot of money leaving my bank account. I should go investigate that and find out what happened. You know, I feel like that would be a quite a large thing to notice. Anyway, That's everything I've got to say about it so far. I mean, I don't know. We're going to see more information coming out. We're going to look back in a couple months, and we're all going to go like, man, how stupid we were. We didn't understand this at the beginning. The things are crazy. We're going to look back at it, and we're probably going to laugh at it and see like, oh, we thought all this stuff. Yeah, who knows? But anyway, we actually have real in-game news to talk about today, as opposed to Shohei Ohtani. I didn't think we were going to go that long on it, but we have Supremes. We have a list of Supremes announced, and I am personally exceptionally excited for Mariano Rivera. Now, I don't want to go spend the money on this game, because I think I've made that abundantly clear why I don't want to spend money on this game. But Mariano Rivera as a Supreme is pretty nutty. Now, I don't personally believe that I will pull a Mariano Rivera. Like, I'll probably put aside a couple dollars. Maybe when tax returns come in, I'll be able to buy some Supremes. But for the most part, I think what the plan I'm going to go do with here is I'm probably going to go put aside a vintage and then pray. I need to sneeze. 1 second. I apologize. My microphone. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was like, I feel the sneeze coming. I want to go put aside a couple vintages, and then try to use a sig change on him eventually, because I feel like the sig change ticket will come back around again, and that will probably be how I get my Mariano Rivera. I'll tell you what we didn't do. We didn't go buy the ranked boxes. Totally forgot to buy everything from the ranked shop today. My bad. Let's go here today. So, I mean, that's probably the way I'll do it, but, I mean, that's not really, groundbreaking news. I mean, that's just typical par for the course, because, I got very lucky pulling the Mickey Mantle sig, but I really just don't genuinely think that I'm going to be able to get another sig from the event, but, who knows. The Supreme would be amazing. The Supreme would be absolutely amazing. But, again, I just don't think I'm going to get that lucky. What else do we have here? I guess I'll just buy all these things. We might as well, right? Buy the vintage packs, and then what do we have left? Nothing else I'm really interested in. That's over in 12 days. We'll find a way to spend the rest of that money. I think I also do have a hit coins. 700. Yes, I do. I took that from the box this week. So, I took 200 on purpose because I thought that would give me enough to get me to the 700 threshold, and yes, it was. I love when a plan comes together. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. Used up these 3. Oh, man, no skill change, no PSETs again? Man, we're really striking out on these PSETs. But the other Supremes, just to list them off here, we've got Mariano Rivera, 08, as a closing pitcher. We've got Bob Gibson with the Cardinals. Nice, Zach Wheeler. As a 1968 starting pitcher. I lost my train of thought there. Dennis Eckersley from the Athletics as a closing pitcher. Pretty cool. 1990. Eddie Murray has 2 years. One with Baltimore and one with the Dodgers as a first base sig and Supreme. His Supreme version is the Baltimore one, which would make sense to me, in my opinion. I feel like I've mentioned Eddie Murray in the past. Eddie Murray is one of the few people who is part of the 3,000 hits, 500 home runs club. I think that's the club. It's 3,000 hits, 500 home runs. There's only like 5 members, I think, or 6. I always thought Mike Trout would get there, but I don't know if his injuries continue. Maybe he won't make it. But Albert Pujols is the latest member of the 3,000 hits, 500 home runs club. I think he was after Cabrera, so I mean, I think that's the 3,000 hits, 500 home runs club. Pretty tight knit club there. I mean, it's very mostly everybody that gets into that club is in the Hall of Fame, pretty much. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, just basically, you 3,000 hits, you're in the Hall of Fame, pretty much at this point, except for Pete Rose. All right, let's continue. And then, what was the last one? I forgot the last one. The last one was Joe Morgan. He's got 3 years, a Reds, Astros, and a San Francisco Giants. And the vintage is the second baseman. The Supreme is the second baseman on the Reds. So, a pretty cool list of Supremes. Not quite who I had imagined. Like I said, I was really kind of hoping for like a steroids era Supreme set, but that's okay. Not a big deal. I think it's a pretty cool set as it is. Who are we doing again? Was it Miller? See if we can get ourselves something cool here with our last ticket. No. Oh, Setup Man. I mean, I don't like Setup Man, to be honest with you, especially if he's going to be a long relief. Not really a fan. But we do have also new skills. So let me see if I can pull up the new skill list real quickly. Let's see. It's kind of tough. Update notice. Yes, we got Supremes. So the only things that really kind of caught my eye in terms of the new skills, as I go clean off some area for the trainers we're going to unlock. Workhorse is an interesting one. It might be good for Legends. Increases stamina stat, consume less stamina, increases chance of an easy out in proportion to the basic stamina stat. Might be really good for Legends, might be really good for Vintages, due to the fact that a lot of those older cards have a lot of stamina. Might be very good for them. Depends how useful stamina is. Elite Closer might be exceptionally good for Closer. It decreases opponent hitters' average and increases strikeout rate until the end of the inning if you take them out as a closing pitcher. Very good. I really like that. That's a really good set for a closer. It's going to be very difficult to get one of those, though. It sounds like some people are going to be bluing their closers for all eternity at this point to try to get that on their closer. Ground Baller increases rate of ground balls, decreases slug. Higher field stat of catcher an infielder has. I don't know who that's going to go on. I don't know if that's going to go on your pitcher or if that's going to go on your closer. Oh, it's on your pitcher. It's on your. Why is it on your pitcher? I gotta make the screen a little bigger. The higher the field stats, basic stats, grade increase in development of catcher and infielders, the more powerful the effect has. I don't know how they're quantifying that. Maybe it's like a BIU thing? I really don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. Looking at the batter skills, hard hitter is going to be great for anybody who has a high power player. Increases extra base hits in proportion to the basic POW stat. Extra base hit will increase additionally when the hit timing is perfect. Great, good for that. I don't know what that, that's useless in quick play. Literally useless in quick play. Super sub, useless. Strengthen strength. Not great in my opinion. Increases POW and I. Additionally increases extra base hits and decreases strikeout rate when facing opposite hand pitchers. To be honest, that sounds really good for like a switch hitter, but in my opinion, I feel like that's like going to be exceptionally, not very useful. You're increasing your power. Most batters already have like jacked up power as it is. I already have like crazy strong batters with power. It's not it's going to even affect that much in my opinion. And then overcome weakness, useless. Literally useless. Increase the low stat. If there are two more low stat values, increase the leftmost stat. Literally useless. What are you going to do? Increase field? Great. Fantastic. Cleaning up your mess is going to be interesting. This was funny because they actually they messed it up at the beginning. They messed it up at the beginning because they changed it later on to modify the text. That's all I have in terms of field trainers. That's amazing. And maybe I can get rid of some of these special trainers that I don't need anymore. I could probably get rid of these two zone controls. I don't know. I'll release these 4 just because I'm never using those. So, excuse me. So before it was increased if the runner on base is caused by a self-inflicted mistake, all stats excluding stamina are increased and decreased stats are restored. Now it's increased the chance of an easy out if the runner on base is caused by the pitcher's self-inflicted mistake. What does that mean? No idea what a self-inflicted mistake is. I personally don't believe that a batter getting on base from a hit is a self-inflicted mistake, in my opinion. Originally the text said if they got on by an error. And I thought to myself wow, that's literally useless because you can't have errors in quick play. That's not a thing. But eventually they did modify it so that it was actually self-inflicted mistake. But in my opinion, it's still kind of interesting and don't know what that means. And they also fixed the Pro A pitch as well. I don't know, man. It's just kind of meh. Just kind of meh. They also did the UI improvements. The basic stat increasements are. It seemed interesting at first, and then it's really not once you really look at the fact that it's really just a 0-sum game. It's just basically moving stuff around. It's a 0-sum, but hopefully you'll increase a good stat and reduce a bad stat, like extra I and reduce speed, like their pitcher shows. So their text was a little confusing due to the fact that, you have to translate everything in from their kind of wonky explanations. You can use it on a diamond and a black diamond player, and then it says it can only be used once per player. But in reality, what it means is that you can only have one active at a time. It doesn't mean that you can only use it once and then that's it. It means you can use it once at a time. It says, when used again on the same player, the points will be consumed. The previous adjusted amount will be reset. It does not affect the amount of grade increase. So basically what they're saying is, they're saying that you can do it as many times as you want, but you can only have one active at a time. But you have to kind of translate that. Like, it's kind of tough to derive that from... I know some people were confused about it. All right, let's get to the trainers. Trainers. Oh, I need more room than that. Okay, let's... I thought I only needed, like 8 spots. Ooh, another nasty pitch? Are you kidding me, man? How many are we going to get of this? It's a relief pitcher, normal fly ball, if the break is 64 or higher. I can actually use that, probably. I can probably use that one. Hold on a second. Do I have any finesse guys? Well, can I use it on Chapman? Does he have... No, 70... Oh, wait, yes, I think he has enough. What's his current trainer? Is it overwhelming pressure? Let's see. Nasty pitch? Yeah, I could probably use that. Yeah, I'll definitely use that on him. That's pretty legit. Or I could probably use it on Betances' Dom. I don't want to use nasty pitch on a Dom pitcher, but... You know what's funny? I actually took off his overwhelming pressure last week, and he got absolutely shelled. So I am going to probably take that off of him. Let me just double check my list here. The position option for the ground balls certainly did not help him. Let me just lay that out. That did not help him at all. I have to sneeze again. Oh, jeez. Sorry. Woke up today and didn't go well. Let me pull up my handy-dandy list here. What do I have on him? Bullpen day? Well, let me see if I have a... Bullpen day Dom. Let me see. Bullpen day Dom. Overwhelming pressure. Dr. K. Zone control. Zone control is a gold, but it really didn't help him. Let me take another look at my list here. I got Dr. K, starting pitcher. Dr. K. Any relief pitcher ones, or are they only closing pitcher ones? I don't know. I'll run another week with him, but he had like a 5.6 ERA last week, and it was not good. So maybe I'll take the closing pitcher off of Chapman, or the overwhelming pressure off of him, and then put it back on Betances, and then I'll put nasty pitch on him. Nasty pitch is not really that great of a trainer, but hopefully it will help him a little bit, because he's got finesse. That would be pretty good. Gotta blow my nose again. Apologize. I'm trying to find my way through it, you guys. I apologize. Today is just an absolute mess. All right, so let me go try to unequip this one, because it has not helped at all. Didn't help him. Let me throw on the overwhelming pressure on him. Yeah, that'll be pretty good. Just the lower ratios of those things will definitely, hopefully, do a little bit better, because he had overwhelming pressure on him already. I think he had this one on 5% and 3.1. So hopefully that'll be a little bit better, and then you have bat breaker. Yeah, okay, you're already good. All right, so let's see here. I need to go clear a little bit more trainer space. Stop it! I'm trying to get to my lineup, not click on chat. Excuse me. Like, the amount of space you have to click is absolutely minuscule. And then didn't I get another one? I got Rising Fastball Specialist. Maybe that would be pretty good for my closing pitcher. Hold on, let me double check that one real quick. Oh, starting pitcher. Meh. Both my Rising Fastball Specialists are starting pitcher. This one's a relief pitcher. Oh, no, it's starting pitcher. It's not great. All right, let's see what we can do here. So we need to clear off 4 spots. So let's... I'll keep that one because it has 11. This one's not great. That's 5-7. Let's release some of these that are like not great. So look for some not great ones. Look 7, fastball 5, look 7, break 5. Yeah, that's okay. That one's super finesse. I don't like that one at all. Let's see. Well, Velo 3 is nice, but having 7 break is a little bit much. That one's garbage. 7 fastball. Alright. So, let's keep on going. Let's open up our 6 gold ones, and let's hope for some kind of upgrade for somebody. That's the wrong thing here. Where am I going here? 6 gold trainer recruit tickets. Nope, just all trainers, no special trainers. That's not what we're looking for. Let's see what we got here. Anything fancy? That one's kind of mad. That one's really not great. Kind of like a pitcher ones. Stamina 7, gross. That's a really good one. Location 4, Velo 7. 325, and that one's definitely going in the bin. All right, so let's get rid of these immediately. I don't need those. Goodbye. See you later. That Con 4 Velo 7 one is really good. I'm gonna go see if I can go throw that on J-Hap right now and see if he will keep his fin bonus. You're not J-Hap. J-Hap last week had a 5 ERA in ranked. I finished 391 last week. Some of my batters hit 170 home runs, but J-Hap had a 5 ERA last week. He was my second worst pitcher. Velo 7, break 5. Let me see. If I unequip this one, I think he still keeps it. It's Velo, yeah, Loc 4, Velo 7. Let me see if he still keeps it. That would be really good for him. 154, 147. I think that's okay. I'd really like to have him have a little bit more velocity. He is, what's he right now? He's 7 right now. 7 towards finesse right now. So, could definitely go with a little bit more velocity. Let me see if I have anything that's like, what is this one? This one's 5 and 2, so this is 3. So literally if I remove this one, he'll be at 4. 5 and 2, yeah, that's 3. Alright, so let me see. Do I have anything better that's like location, what is he at right now? Location 4? Location 4, velocity 2. Do I have anything better than that? Because I think he definitely needs more stats, and it is appalling how poor he has been. Location 4, velocity 2, fastball 1, and 3 fastball. So that would be 6. That would be 5, 3, 0. So that wouldn't work on him because then he'd be fin 4. That's not great. This one's pretty good though. Location 5, Velo 2. That's a direct upgrade. As a silver, that's a direct upgrade. Let's see here. Location 3, Velo 2, fastball 5, not great. I want to release that one. That's not really that great. I don't want to have that much towards the right side. I've lost my thing here. Hold on a second. Trainer reserve, filter. I've lost the filter when I did that, unfortunately. Location 2. Location 2. Yeah, that would push him further into finesse, but it wouldn't be increasing his velocity, which I really need. 3, 3. Yeah, it's just kind of tough to kind of, move things in a, yeah, this one, it would not work for his finesse bonus. Yeah, I don't know. Location 2, Velo 3, fastball 2. That would not work either. 5, 2, and 1 would push him a lot further towards finesse. Let's go throw that one on there, and maybe we can readjust this later. Was it this one? Yeah, 4. No, that's the one we just took off. Where's the one that's 5, 2, and 1? Get him an additional break, sure. I mean, get him a little bit extra stats, but he's 10 and 9 on the left side, and he's still like exceptionally weak. Like it's just really tough, man. Like it's going to be a struggle to try to figure him out, and I think the only option we're really looking at here, unfortunately, is just higher skills. Anyway. But that's going to do it for me for today, you guys. If you guys have any questions or comments about the update, I'll do my best to answer them as fast as I can. But we're still sitting here waiting for the PSET mileage, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, we can't really do anything with that stuff. And besides, we're probably going to be waiting until the update drops anyway. That I would imagine would be when the new PSET mileage drops, would be with the new update, whenever the new skills come out. I believe it's the 31st. Let me see. Let's see. When is this happening? Let's see. Is there a date here? March 27th, 10 p.m. to March 28th, 12 a.m. That's when the update's dropping. Yeah, that's what I would imagine when the new update drops. So anyway, look forward to that in a couple more days. So I will see you guys in the next video. Good luck with your pulls, your packs, your combos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, be safe out there, and peace.